welcome once again to another wonderful and interesting episode of Campus Sneak Africa, and I'm still JAZZYB. Of course, it's a bright sunny day here in South Africa, and you are wondering where we are today. We are right, of course, I'm proud to be standing right in front of the most progressive educational fashion institute on the continent of Africa. You are wondering where that is? It's right here in South Africa, Johannesburg, Blackgowrie specifically, and we are standing in front of LISOF, LISOF. What does LISOF mean? Leaders in Science of Fashion. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to let too much out. I just want you to stay tuned on this wonderful episode. It's a different episode, absolutely different, but you will not be disappointed. Stay tuned and don't touch that dial.
LISOF is basically the school for fashion design. Yeah, basically, yeah.
In Africa? In
Africa, yes.
Actually, I love clothes, I won't lie to you. So my mom got me this place from a colleague, someone she works with. Wow. And then when we came here, we found out that it was the perfect place for me. They even like the way I dress at this school. So.
Well, ever since high school, I never really knew what I wanted to do after high school and what I wanted to study. But then I got involved in the school fashion show, and I discovered that, I actually wanted to do something in design, either interior or fashion. But then since grade 10, I've been coming to the workshops and the open days for LISOF, and ever since I've been very interested into fashion.
I'm from Nigeria, so I was Googling online, and then I found out that LISOF is like the best fashion school in South Africa, so I decided to come here.
Well, I heard it's the best school because I've known people that came here from, 2 years back. Wow. Yeah.
A few friends of mine were at this college about last year when I didn't study because I'm first year now. And I heard about it, and I started helping one of my other friends because she was a third year student. I helped her with all of her work, and I fell in love with it. So I thought this is a perfect place to be.
Wow. You actually found the place to express that passion you had all along.
My name's Shana Rosenthal, and I'm the founder of LISOF, which started 20 years ago. So we're in our 20th year, which is very exciting for us. So we plan to have a big party. This is one hell of a celebration for us. And you know what? I love what I do. I am so fortunate that I do I do what inspires me, and that's two of my most favorite things, one being teaching and one being design. So if I can combine the two and have the freedom in order to explore new ways of teaching, new ways of understanding how to interpret the ways in which students learn, so that you teach maybe a little bit differently. I like that. And I think the field of design, particularly creative design and clothing, allows us to do that, because it's a creative space. It's not a defined space. It's not in a box. You can really do with it within the confines, obviously, of good delivery and good outcomes, but you can pretty much do with it what you like. And it's an engagement process, because you're sitting with students for 6-7 hours at a time. So it's not flat learning, it's about giving and taking. There's lots of interactivity within the process of teaching and learning. I love that, it's fantastic. The students are inspirational, incredible. We are driven by why we do what we do. We try to be driven by why we do what we do. You know, we try to understand teaching and learning best, so that you can deliver best practice. What do? I think that we encompass here all the principles of clothing in terms of manufacture. So we used to say we make it, we move it, and we think it. So we make it in our technical subjects like pattern making, garment construction, technical drawing. We move it in terms of marketing, media, business planning, and I think that we think it in terms of design, and I think design is both thinking and making. And I think so design is definitely part of the making and the thinking, because there's conceptual design that, you know, one has to consider. And fashion theory, which is quite a high-level analytical thinking process. Trend analysis is quite a high-level analytical process. And so when I say we incorporate all of it, likewise with makeup and photography. So if somebody wanted to become a journalist, hypothetically, then you've covered the basis in terms of media, but we're also giving them the technical and practical skills of makeup and possibly photography. So they're not just an employee that is sort of one-dimensional. And I think that's what we're trying to do here, is to create 3, 4 to 5 dimensional types of employees, those who've got very different perspectives on delivering one thing becomes sort of quite a varied and broad understanding of the subject. So a bride, for example, now a designer would be designing the dress, but now she's done makeup, so she can conceptualize how the dress would look, how the makeup would fit in the dress, and then there's the family, the bride's family. Then afterwards, how could I assist in collating, should I say, photographs, and so it's the whole package. It's being able to do absolutely everything, and we take it from that, from brides and formal functions or occasions to the very sort of fashion orientated and catwalk and sort of a little bit more professional perspective. So it depends really, and that's why it's such a broad field, and there are so many careers: buying, merchandising, marketing. In one industry, one company such as Edcon, for example, to be able to get the students to a level where they can be absorbed into these massive buying engines. Edcon, Woolworths, etc. is really, that's our aim. Our aim is to make sure that the student is well-rounded, has a great work ethic, has an understanding of the subjects that they are doing, has an expectations that will be met in the career that they take on, so that they too become a very good, solid, well-rounded employee. That's what we're really trying to do.
Hi, my name is Jazzy.
Hi.
What's your name?
I'm Takara.
So what are you doing here?
Pretty much the same thing. I'm also a commercial student.
Wow.
Makeup's my creative course.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to major in buying or marketing.
Wow, so what has the experience been like?
It's different. It's quite different. It's different to what you expect. You expect it to be a lot easier than it actually is. But it's fun. It's challenging in a good way.
How did you find out about LISOF?
I had a friend from my high school who went here 2 years before me, and she told me about it because I was interested at first in doing interior design, and then I decided fashion was more my niche, so I came here.
So this is just part-time, right?
No, I'm full-time.
You're full-time?
Yeah, full-time.
Wow, tell me about fashion photography.
Well, I don't know much about it because I haven't started yet. I'll only do it probably next year. It's the photography, they focus purely on fashion and makeup photography and catwalk and that, so it's very alternative photography. Yeah.
So good, right?
I hope so.
Hi, my name is Lara Bisnenza and you are watching Campus Sneak Africa. Keep watching.
Keep watching, keep watching, keep watching.
LISOF stands for the leaders in the science of fashion. And I think, why do we say science of fashion? I think that really does refer to quite a lot of conceptual stuff that we do here. And that there is a science to it. There's a science to buying, there's a mathematical equation, there are mathematical, analytical processes to understand planning. There's, when it comes to pattern engineering, when you're using the conceptual ability to create a new look, and it's almost like a laboratory. So that's really where the science comes into it. I mean, we used to say in the very first few years of LISOF's life, we used to say that we were completely mad, M-A-D. And that stood for we're motivated, ambitious and driven. And I think we're still very mad. I think that's what we try and be, is as mad as we can be. Madness creates that sense of that spontaneity, that drive, that energy to try it and explore and create freely. It's interesting because I don't think I ever started LISOF because I had a big business or vision of a bigger school in mind. I loved the teaching. I used to teach from my house. And you know, teaching, I think, is just, it's a completely different experience. Because it's, as I said earlier, that interactivity, it's such a giving and taking process. You know, you think, well, a teacher, you're just going to impart knowledge. That's not true. As much as you impart, so you gain. And I think just this year that I've gone back to teaching, I've gained an enormous amount that I'm completely grateful for, because it's inspirational for me and it's interesting. And it allows you to look for different ways in which to do things, which will definitely, you know, speed up your own creativity, and it energizes that creativity. I love that. I absolutely love that.
Hi, my name is Pamela. I'm studying fashion design. I want to have a high street label like Zara. Since I was in high school, I've always been interested in fashion, and then I've discovered that there are a lot of daring contemporary outfits there, so I decided to go into that part. This is my second year. It's been really good. I was just open to do new things, and also for me it's really cool so far. After designing, then you start pattern drafting so that you can be able to construct your garment. So that's the class I was doing. Yes. First of all, find yourself, find who you are, find your interest, and then it's always fun making a career out of what you really like. So find that interest and follow it.
I love it. You know, when you're so in it, you don't really have a chance to gain that kind of perspective. So if that's what's out there, wow, that's brilliant, that's great, because that's what we try and do. You know, that's the heart of LISOF. That's the heart and soul of the school, is that we are driven to create new. We are driven to explore. We're driven to expand. We're driven by a much greater desire to do things maybe that you don't know what the outcome would be. You don't have the understanding. You want the journey. You don't want to just arrive there. You want to explore, and you want to enjoy the journey of doing something. The experience of doing something new. So we constantly push boundaries, we constantly push those frameworks, those outward. We are driven by we follow international trends. But at the same time, we try and, I think, analyze local activity and look at how that can be inspiring, and how maybe we can correlate the two and merge both international and local, and how does that feed into our market? What are we really looking for? What does our audience want? How do we do things that's different? But at the same time, it's not just about being different, because that could be contrived. It's about understanding what the function of that difference is, and being able to realize that logically, effectively. I think that's where we come from. That's where we're going, always. So you know what, we're a work in progress, because we've never got there. We're getting there, but we're not quite sure where there is, and that's okay.
My name is Philip. I'm originally from Johannesburg, but then my family is from China. I'm studying Curriculum 1, which is the design course, which involves a little bit of everything from the pattern making to the designing to the sewing, everything. For my gender, well, there's a lot of stereotypes about how guys cannot sew and how they should not be in the sewing in the fashion industry. But I think that as a society, we actually, we judge prematurely. We actually judge too early, and they don't actually understand what's behind the clothing making and all that stuff. They don't actually understand that it takes a lot of hard work, and it takes a lot of understanding and the knowledge to actually understand how to make something simple. Even if the garment looks very simple, there's a big process behind it, and how it gets cut out, how it gets designed, how it gets sewed together. There's for example, a normal t-shirt, you have to cut the sleeves and the neckline very perfectly, because one little mistake can just ruin everything. So they don't understand that it's hard work, and it's actually one of the most difficult courses there is in studying. So I don't think my experience is actually very, very entertaining. I actually like this course, and I actually like my experience at the college.
So retail has become a very new driver. The business of fashion is huge. Statistics will tell you that the top 5 companies in the world, 2 of them are in clothing. The business of fashion has a very, very different energy. And today, you've got to you've got to create a reason why somebody's now not going to be sitting on the couch and ordering online, because you've got the challenge of and the competition from online buying and shopping. How do you make retail experience different? And that's where we've looked at something called retailment. So we believe that there needs to be an entertainment element, and I say that broadly, an entertainment element that will find you in retail. So the retail assistants need to up their game, and that's what we've started to analyse, how we can do that, how we can effectively create better brand managers, better brand directors, how we can bring our understanding of trend into the store, how can we bring visual merchandising, which is huge, and again that's got a very creative element to it. And so we've created a course in retailing. These are not students who want to design, these are students who want to be retailers, who want to get into the business of fashion. And that's from store level. So the retail school is a new curriculum for us, and one that I think is going to be very, very successful and very interesting.
Hi, I'm Jazzy. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Tennille. This is actually, it's a 3-year course at LISOF. This is actually my 4th year, but I'm a commercial student. This is my only creative subject actually. I took makeup first year in my first year at LISOF, and now I'm taking my 2nd year and my 4th year, just making up credit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what has the experience been like? 4 years?
Yeah, so it's been 4 years. Yeah, it's nice. I realized I wasn't done with LISOF yet. LISOF wasn't done with me. I still have a lot to learn. Yeah.
So what do you have to say to someone that has not yet made up his or her mind about stepping out to follow their passion?
I'd say what helps me is to write everything down, like what the options are, pros and cons, advantages, disadvantages. You just have to really know yourself and know what you want to do.
So what was your experience with your parents when you said you wanted to come into this line of career for your life?
Well, at first I studied teaching at the University of Pretoria, but I dropped out in 2nd year because I realized, oh, I don't think I want to be a teacher. And then I had a bit of a gap year to really think about it, and I applied to LISOF, and I'm really glad being here has made me realize that this is definitely the correct path for me. Yeah, and yeah, it's been great. I've learned a lot.
So you're really, really fulfilled.
Yeah, I feel good. And my mother studied fashion design as well, so I feel like it's a bit in the genes there. Yeah. I want to go into fashion buying or trend analyzing, working for magazines, styling the shoots, buying clothes for the retailers here. That's kind of the line I want to go into.
Hi, my name is Jad.
Hello, I'm Sneaka.
Wow, I can see you are painted fully.
Yeah, a lot of makeup.
Yeah. So what are you doing here?
I'm studying fashion. I love the creative subjects. I want to do makeup, I want to do design.
Wow.
I'm not business orientated at all, I hate it.
You are not buying and selling? So what part are you doing?
I thought I wanted to buy, but I don't want to. I want to maybe design or do makeup. Yeah, I love that, and I think it's fun.
Wow. So how did you come about LISOF?
How did I come about it? My friend that's meant to be in this class, she actually introduced me to it, and I came to look at it, and within a day it was all signed and paid for, and I was, yeah.
So what has the experience been like?
Amazing. I love it, and I think it's fun, and I don't mind getting up and coming here.
Exactly. No regrets, so you excited when you wake up in the morning and you want to come to LISOF?
Yeah.
So tell me about design and makeup.
I did creative design last year, and I did media, and now this year I've changed to garments and patterns.
All at LISOF?
Yeah, at LISOF. I changed to sewing and doing patterns, and I've really been inspired a lot, and I really want to design. I think it's a lot of fun, and I think it'll be cool to go do makeup for movies and stuff. And yeah.
I like that. I like that. So what do you have to say to that person right now that has not yet made up his or her mind about following his or her dream in this line? What advice do you have?
Well, I think it's possible that you can do what you want to do, and you don't have to do something that you hate. And if you love doing fashion, it's not lame like everyone thinks it is. It's a lot of fun.
Did you have any problem with your parents when you made the decision?
Actually, they were really supportive. They surprised me a lot. They were really supportive and they thought that it's perfect for me, and if you love it, then you should go for it.
Super.
Definitely.
So we start off with our higher certificate, and that is a 1-year higher certificate that you enter into having qualified from school, having passed matric, but not being able to get a university entrance, getting a pass enough to enter into the higher certificate in design is our first qualification. Our second, and that's also design, and it touches on subjects like marketing, buying and so on. Our second qualification would be a diploma, so that again you qualify, you graduate from school, allowing you an entrance into an an educational institution, not without your university pass. You can get in to do your diploma here at LISOF. And our final the third qualification is the BA in fashion. And you can, with the BA in fashion, you can explore both the business of fashion and the technical side of it in a BA. So you can do the subjects like buying, marketing, business, as well as your 3 majors for design, which is design, garment construction and pattern making. And our fourth qualification would be the BA Honours in fashion. Having a BA in fashion or Honours in fashion, what does that really allow you to do more so than anything else? I think first of all the teaching. If you want to teach in the field of fashion, you need to have an honours degree, and I think that's very important because it's at that level that you start to analyse the understanding that that supports the industry from a theoretical perspective. From a technical perspective, there could be a greater understanding in how to manipulate shapes and textures and construction. So how to kind of manipulate, how far can you push it really. So by doing an honours allows you as an honours student to explore the further steps before obviously one goes into a master's or even further than that. So having an understanding of what underpins the industry is what is necessary in education for us. So that is our driver, is to be able to understand that and guide students in that. And that's what we'll be giving them, is the education to understand what underpins and supports the industry.
Hi, my name is Jazzy. What's your name?
I'm Erin.
What are you doing here?
I am a commercial fashion student and part-time makeup, well, part of my course. Well, I started out wanting to be a buyer, and now I'm thinking more on some marketing, something to work in maybe a fashion magazine, do some marketing, yeah.
So what's happening here right now?
We're doing 1920s inspired makeup. This is an authentic look, so it's a bit drastic. But yeah, so dark eye, dark lip.
Did you say 1920s?
Yeah, 1920s.
Wow. So how are you feeling today?
Hey.
How are you feeling today?
How I'm feeling?
Yeah.
It's very different. It's very dark, but it's interesting.
So what are you doing
It's
here?
very good makeup.
So what's your name?
My name is Sasha.
Sasha, what are you doing here?
I'm also a commercial student, but I take one design subject, and I also do makeup part-time.
So what has your experience been like?
It's been really, really amazing here. It really has, yeah. I love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
So when you are done from LISOF, what do you want to do?
I also wanted to go into buying, and I think I still do. I want to work in retail,
I'm not exactly sure, but I'll see where it takes me.
Just want to make money.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Alexia. I go to LISOF. I do Curriculum 1, which is the creative design and sewing and everything, so I'm a practical student. Practical student is somebody who wants to be a designer, who wants to get involved in the production of clothing and wants to do everything themselves, so you don't want to just sit back and watch other people do it for you. So that's me. Here we are doing construction, which is basically learning how to sew and how to put garments together and learning the right techniques for everything. Maybe I'll be a designer, maybe I'll do something else. So I guess we'll see.
Hi, this is Karabo. You are watching Campus Look Africa.
The first port of call for us is once a student has registered or shown interest. Before they register, they need to come and do an assessment, and in that assessment we analyse where we think the student is most of the potential student, where we think their skills are most suited to, or where their passions most suited to. And so it's an assessment that we analyse according to their ability, and following that we run a counselling session with the student and or the parent and guide them. So we have a central admissions department office whose main task is to assist students through that initial decision-making process. There's no age limit, and I must just add to that, JC, we've also got a recruitment division here at LISOF. So once the student has graduated and they do exceptionally well, they've shown a great work ethic and they do very well, we assist them in getting placed. It must be very clear though that the student, he or she, has the ability to go forward in an interview with the skills that they assume to be in place. So we've got a responsibility to the industry, and we've got to make sure that that particular student has what it takes for us to represent them and put them forward as a good candidate. So, you know, the fashion show is really our biggest marketing tool, no doubt. That is an opportunity where we get to showcase our work. And we hope that each and every year we're able to invite the media, that we can drive that level of interest in the media and those in the industry that will support the students. That's the aim, is to, as I said, expose our talent. It's also a time where all lecturers, you know, you very often don't consider this, but it's a time where all lecturers get to look at the work in a single environment that covers all the bases that we would have introduced that year, and looking at the outcome of and the fruits of our work, both students and lecturers. So it's an incredible. It always has been. It has such a fantastic energy because you get to see it all. Even though it's just 1 hour, it feels like always at that time, wow, it's such a defining moment, you know. Did we really do that this year? You know, it's always so assuring and inspiring.
This is our second show. I can say welcome to our home. This is our roof party. So well done to everybody who's managed to put this together, and from now on, this will be our venue, and it's just the most extraordinary venue we've enjoyed this year.
But I think generally, and I speak as a generalist when I talk about that obviously, that when you have an environment where both staff and students are happy to be doing what they're doing, then I think you've got a winning formula. And I think that's what it is. It's about getting to that winning formula, and also maintaining the relationships that we have with the industry is vital. So I was able to come up with a concept about retail, working with the industry, understanding and talking and applying a lot of their feedback and taking that forward, and listening to your audience, listening to your customers. How can we always improve? So maybe when you have that, how can we always do better? Then you're always looking for the more. And that's why maybe I always say it's a work in progress. Because once we've got here, now what's going to be, what's next? You know, because you can't stand still. As a creative and being in this environment, you can't stagnate. Because that's, you know, if a child has a passion for whatever it is, you've got to drive with them. You've got to encourage them. Because ultimately, what you really want is a happy child. As a parent, all you want is for your children to be happy so that they can realize their dream. It's not your dream, it's their dream. And if you look at, as I say, the 5 top companies in the world, if 2 of them are in clothing, then what is wrong with clothing? What is wrong with being in the business of clothing? What is in any way a compromise of being one of the top 5 companies in the world? We closed. The entire world needs it. So where's the compromise when there are millions, billions who need it? It's something that we all part of in a way, or buy into, because we have to. We can't run around naked, now can we? But the truth is really that at the end of the day, you've got to inspire your children to be who they are, not who you are. Find their dream, because if you find your dream, you'll drive it yourself. If it's your dream, who's driving it for you? You can't make it happen for them. You can't, you never will. You won't succeed at that. It's not your life, it's theirs.
Hi, my name is Jazzy. What's your name?
I'm Karabo.
Karabo, what are you doing here?
I'm studying fashion design here at LISOF.
Wow, what brought you here? Oh, is it LISOF or LISOF?
It's LISOF.
It's LISOF. So I've been saying it's
No,
LISOF.
everyone says that.
Everyone says LISOF.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm not the first.
No.
So I'm permitted. Oh, good. How long have you been here?
It's my first year.
Wow. So your first year, what has the experience been like?
It's so nice. It's good. I wouldn't be anywhere else.
Seriously?
Yes.
So why did you choose to come into a fashion institute?
Well, my parents have always forced me into this engineering thing, but I've always had this thing for fashion. I love drawing, I love making clothes, and yeah, LISOF was the best.
So how did you actually win your parents over, since they wanted you to be an engineer, but today...
That's a good question. Actually, I took a gap year last year because I had to decide on what I was going to do and everything. It all worked out well because I actually sat down with them. I told them, no, this is what I want to do, this is my life. And they weren't actually strict about it, they understood. Yeah.
So you were happy you won them over?
Yes.
So what's your big dream when you leave LISOF?
I want to be the best designer. I'd like to go international, but I want to be more of the business side. I want to handle my own business and my own stores and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long, when are you going to be done from here?
2016.
So have you experienced or been part of any fashion show?
Well, we're having one this weekend. We're going to the Mercedes-Benz fashion show. That's going to be our first.
So what are you looking forward to?
Well, I just want to see the ranges that they have. I want to see how wild or how low they're going and everything. Yeah, but I'm just really happy.
So for you, what's the definition of fashion?
Well, fashion is the way you express yourself, what you're wearing, how you, because what you wear, I think it comes from the inside. Yeah. People don't have to understand it, but that's what I think it is.
People don't have to understand it.
As long as you get it.
Hi, my name is Jazzy. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Nandi Tembu.
Nandi?
Yes.
What are you doing here?
I'm here at LISOF to study fashion design.
So how did you actually get to hear about this?
I've heard about it in magazine, like our magazine, the top magazines in this industry, and yeah, that's why I went to the internet and checked it out, and yeah, that's how I found out.
So how long have you been here?
This is my first year.
Your first year. So what has the experience been like?
It's crazy. It's intense. It's high. It's it's very nice.
But wait a minute. How were you able to persuade your parents to let you come for this? Since it's not the norm.
My parents have always told me to do whatever I love. So I've always had the love for fashion, and that's why I'm here.
How did you know you have the love for fashion?
Since I've been growing up, I've always had a fashion sense. I did fashion at school, in high school, yes. Yeah.
So what's your big dream?
My big dream is to open up my fashion show somewhere in the big industry, like travel the world, see what's happening in the fashion, yeah.
So when you are done from LISOF,
yeah.
What else are you thinking about to do?
When I'm done, I'm thinking of opening my own line, traveling the world, yeah. That's what I want to do.
Okay, so for somebody at home right now who is yet to decide on, I have this passion, but I'm afraid, what should I do? What advice do you have for that?
Just believe in yourself. Take one step at a time. Think about what you want to do. Have the love for it. You always have to have the love for whatever you want to do. That's how you're going to succeed in life. Yeah, basically.
So for you, what's the definition of fashion?
Fashion is a sense of expression. Fashion is your life. You basically wear what people want to see you as, and get to know you as.
My name is Jazzy. What's your name?
Alright.
Laura? Yes. What are you doing here?
I am a fashion design student.
A fashion design student?
Yes.
Obvious. Obvious.
Thank you.
I can see it's obvious. So what made you a student?
Gosh, I love clothes, eh? I love it. It's beautiful. I don't know, my whole life long I've just been interested by clothes and designing, and there's really nothing, I mean, give you the confidence you get when you wear a beautiful outfit. It's just insane. Yeah.
Wow, what's the take of your parents when you made your decision? What did they feel like?
My parents, they weren't very fond of it. It's quite a hefty school fee, this place. But at the end of the day, it's worth it. I mean, this is one of the best, colleges to study fashion in the country, and they weren't completely. How can I put this? They didn't think that it was a proper degree, but the more they learned about the place, the more I told them about it, and they saw how much work it is, and how good the lecturers are and all that. They started liking it a lot, and now they're very into it.
Wow.
Yes.
So when you are done from LISOF, what's your big dream?
I want to start a custom clothing line where I will. The original idea was doing avant-garde design and being something like Octaves, Vivian Westwood, all of that. But I'm kind of more into the whole just normal jeans, t-shirts, caps, sneakers, that type of thing, hoodies. So I'd rather something like Boogaloo's or Billabong, something like that.
Wow.
Yes,
wow.
I'd like
now,
that.
how were you able to discover the design before you decided to come here? What were the signs you had that convinced you that this is what I'm supposed to be doing?
I was in a very dark place last year. I had a bit of a bump where I was into rehab and I had a bit of a drug addiction, and the moment I got out, my friend that was there, she was busy with her finals and all of the mock-ups and all that, she came and visited me because I wasn't allowed out at the time, and we would literally sit every morning till night, some nights work through the night and work on this, and I was in a very dark emotional place, and that affected me a lot. It gave me something to look forward to in life, and give me a reason to be here. So that's where I discovered it mostly.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So for you, what's the definition of fashion?
Fashion, beauty. That's it.
Simply said.
Just beautiful stuff.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Stuff.
Yes. Just
no,
that.
no more, no less.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that is how fashion is created. Everybody's got a different sense of beauty, and you've got to try and see it in somebody else's eyes. So,
for someone that is yet to make the decision to take the step you are taking today, what advice would you have to say?
Hard work, eh? These classes are long, you've got to look at it. It's not a studying, it's not the type of American image where lecturers don't care if you don't come to class or that. Lecturers actually do have a big desire to build a relationship with their students and help you achieve your goal at the end of the day and help you see that it is what you want to do, and
But I mean, for someone that has not taken the step, what advice do you have for that kind of a person today?
Explore things. I mean, don't be afraid. You've got to own up to what you love. You can nowadays make a career out of anything, and the fashion world is growing very fast nowadays. And
very competitive.
Yes, definitely. And there's place for everybody. It's not like it's a limited industry. I mean, you can get more and more designers, everybody with a different, unique idea, and just live your dream out. Live your idea of beauty and fashion out. Don't be afraid to speak up.
So what has LISOF done to your dreams?
Well, as far as it's come now, it's starting to, this is the first step in my dream. So in next year it's going to be another step, and the year after.
But how has LISOF helped your dreams? How has LISOF helped your dreams this year?
By developing my abilities, with creative design, helping my creativity design. Garments, my lecturer Faith is amazing. She teaches you everything, and Tanya with our pattern design, teaching you everything about fashion that you need to know.
Wow.
Creating your clothes and developing your creativity.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So where you're done from here, what are you looking for?
What do you mean?
What's a big dream?
A big dream. I want to, another little dream of mine is having a charity organization, and something like Virgin Earth, and supplying clothes to people that don't have clothes.
Wow.
Not necessarily fashionable clothes, but I mean, just helping people get by everyday life, because it gives you such a big confidence boost if you just feel good. If you look good and you feel good, you just feel amazing. You do so much more when you clean the clothes on. People that can't afford it like to do that.
What has LISOF done to me?
It's taught me how to sketch. It's taught me how to use my designing skills properly, how to mix what they teach me and what I know together and have a perfect outfit, and how to treat customers, how to please customers, and how to make customers come back and just brand out your name.
Wow. Yeah. So they teach you beyond just sketching. Yeah. They teach you management,
marketing. It's actually a nice school, because when you see it, you see it's a small building, and you be like, it's just a school. But inside, that's why they always say it's not about what's outside, it's about what's inside.
Wow. Wow. So what do you have to say to that young person at home watching it? Even there's someone watching right now that's not a young person, that is probably middle-aged and still thinking, or probably been nursing this passion or this dream of wanting to be a fashion designer, and have not been able to, take the step you've taken today. What advice do you have for such a person?
I always advise all the models I dress up and everyone that I make outfits for, that if you dream something, you live it. That's nothing else I can say. You dream something, you live it. Because if you dream it, you want it. If you want something, you get it. That's all I can say. That's my motto.
Wow. Thank you so much, Cash.
It's a pleasure, man.
Speaking with you, so I'll see you sometime soon when you started your own life.
Not even long, 2 years.
2 years. 2 years. You even you have your own target.
Yeah, it's my goal. 2 years.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, man.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm CJAWZYB, and we're still here at LISOF. Now, no more LISOF, it's LISOF.
LISOF.
the programs that we run. We have a higher certificate program that is it's offered at NQF level 5. It is a one-year part-time program, then which is certified as a higher certificate. Then we have a diploma in fashion, which is offered at NQF level 6. It's a 3-year program. And then the Bachelor of Arts in Fashion is a 3-year degree, also offered over 3 years. And then finally our honours program is a postgraduate program offered at NQF level 8. It's a postgraduate 1-year full-time, 2-year part-time program.
A lot of students, when they're wanting to study at LISOF, will ask questions such as, how much does it cost? Sure, maybe it must be really expensive. And yes, we are slightly more than your public universities in the country. Why? Well, quite simply, your class sizes are smaller, you get lots more individual attention, lots more focus, lots more one-on-one instruction. Also our facilities. Every student has their own MacBook, every student has the ability to use the Mac Lab and the photo facilities. All the qualifications come with the materials you need, like the makeup and the various other products that you need to really get the best practical training out of your qualification. Remember, it's important to us to be able to give students the knowledge, but at the same time be able to give them the ability to apply that knowledge. How do you get into LISOF? LISOF has an entrance exam. So what you need to do is you need to write an assessment. Those assessments are run once a month. Once we've had a look at those assessments, you will then be accepted or rejected based on how you were assessed. Like I mentioned, all the contact details and all this information is on our website. Of course, the options that I just mentioned are full-time programs. We also offer a huge variety of part-time programs in garment making, pattern making, photography, Adobe, and various other programs. And of course, if you can't make it on a part-time basis, we also have distance learning programs where we can send you the material to whatever location you are and you can learn from home. In order to do your assessments and applications as a South African student, really all you need to do is to contact the campus and to find out what the dates are. You then need to come through and write that assessment. Once you've been accepted, we will then send you confirmation, and thereafter you need to start paying your registration fees. Of course, as a foreign student, in order to study at LISOF, you do need a study visa. So before you start doing all this kind of stuff, you're going to have to get a study visa going for yourself. Once we have that study visa, you can then register and begin your journey into the world of fashion. LISOF is so different in the way that we're absolutely progressive. Every single person that works at LISOF is passionate about this industry. We have a saying here that we're a whole different kind of crazy, and I think we try to influence our students to really be different, to be individual. You know, it's very easy to teach somebody theory, but to actually show them how to do it is a completely different story, and that's really what separates LISOF. It's about the how. It's about showing, doing, and not just telling.
Wow, 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 wow. When I was coming to LISOF, now I call it LISOF because when I signed it at the beginning I said LISOF, but now going through the education at LISOF, I've come to realize it's not LISOF, it is LISOF. And of course, when I was coming here, I thought I was just coming to learn about how to stitch, how to take your pins, how to sit down on the machine and so, but it was a different ball game for me coming here. I've come to realize that there's actually education in fashion. That was what Shona told us. That's actually the founder of this prestigious institution, LISOF. And of course, David said it all. And right here standing beside me is who?
My name is Andy.
Andy?
Yes.
What separates LISOF from every other academy?
Well, basically, David has summed it up. Everything that he said is on point. And what I love most about what he said is the fact that at LISOF we show how. And that is why we produce the best. So do your homework and go and Google who Tula Cindy is, who Suzanne Hayes is. Those are our graduates. So LISOF is where it's at.
So for those of you that are still thinking of when to take your decision, LISOF is where it's at. And until I see you on another wonderful and interesting episode of Campus Sneak Africa, I remain JAWZYB. And for your email, send your email to campussneakafrica@lovosa.org, campussneakafrica@lovosa.org. What an experience! Like I said, an experience here at LISOF, a memorable experience, something I can never ever forget. Don't touch that dial. I remain yours. Peace. I'm out of here.